Hello and welcome to Wednesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where today I'm going to take on a puzzle called Sudomino by Dorlir, the maths professor. And this one, well, it's been recommended to us a lot. One of our testers has looked at it, and the email they sent me said that this is a very, very good puzzle, but it is very easy to make a mistake, apparently. So they advised me to concentrate hard, which I will try to do. Prompted by that, I went over to Logic Masters Germany and had a look at the comments there, and I thought I would share them with you. And you can see that just everybody is saying that this is brilliant. There are some wonderful names here from the world of Sudoku. Nordy, Chameleon, Fistamafel, Playmaker, Mixo. Does Mixo solve everything? It's extraordinary. Every time you go to any puzzle, Mixo's already solved it. Anyway, take a look at these comments. It's apparently an absolutely brilliant puzzle. 99% rated, 4 stars out of 5 for difficulty. And this is going to be my task in today's video. Before we kick off, I want to say thank you to all those of you who joined us for last night's stream. Mark and I enjoyed Dungeons and Diagrams very much indeed. And it was, it's actually a really, really good game. I'm sure we'll do another stream on it. Whether we'll actually get through the remaining however many puzzles it was that we had to do, I'm not sure, but we might well return to it if that's all right. So that's one thing. Over on Patreon, we've got a new 2-hour video of me doing battle with the computer game Islands of Insight. So if you've been following my journey through that's a new video over there now. And on the 1st of April, I can tease a new James Bond themed Sudoku hunt. I've had some puzzles in by some unusual characters. Let's just say that. So that's coming up soon. On Patreon. Anything else I was meant to mention? It probably is, but I will change tack and move to birthdays. I'm going to start off by wishing Martina a very happy 25th birthday over there in Seoul, in South Korea, and a place I've often, well, I do want to visit. I've never been there, but Martina made me feel old by saying that she started watching Cracking the Cryptic in the 6th form, and now she's graduating from university. That's how long the channel's been going, isn't it incredible? And Martina mentioned that one of her English students, Seong-jae, I think it might be, is proving a natural at Sudoku, even though Seong-jae has never actually watched any of our videos. He has now been trying some of the puzzles and apparently can just dash them off, so that's incredibly impressive. And Martina, I hope you have a brilliant birthday today. Thank you for your offer to show me around Seoul. I would love to take you up on that one day. We would have to go and see the GSL though. That would be my one stipulation, and I would like to go to one of those internet cafes as well. Anyway, next birthday, Mia. Mia, you've turned 22 today, and I hear that your nana got you into Sudoku when you were young, and you've just sort of rediscovered this hobby, this brave new world of variant Sudoku, and become lost in it, as we all have. I'm delighted to hear it. I hope you have a brilliant birthday today with great amounts of chocolate cake, of course. And then not a birthday, but a shout out to Nicholas, who wrote to us a very kind email. We're humbled to hear things like that, Nicholas, and we really do appreciate you letting us know. So thank you for your email. It is much appreciated. Now, let's turn our attention to Sudomino by Dorlir, and I will read you these somewhat perplexing rules. They are as follows. Each digit from 1 to 8 must appear 8 times in the grid. Some digits from 1 to 8 are Sudoku digits, and the others are omino digits. That's an ominous word, omino. All instances of a particular digit are of the same type. For each digit, its type must be determined. A Sudoku digit must appear exactly once in every row, column and box. An omino digit indicates the size of its omino. An omino is a group of orthogonally connected cells containing identical omino digits. two ominos of the same size may not touch each other, not even diagonally. So that's interesting, because I think that the title of this puzzle, Sudomino, is coming from the fact that it's a mashup of Sudoku and fillomino. And in fillomino, you have to divide a grid into sort of orthogonally connected areas. So if that was a size 6 area, you would write 6 into all of those squares. And then you couldn't have another size 6 area. I'll probably get the shapes wrong, but you couldn't have that as a size 6 area because these two would touch one another orthogonally. In this puzzle, though, it's even naughty. Let's figure out what's even naughty. You couldn't even do this, because these touch each other diagonally, and that's not acceptable. So now, what else? For a digit in a circle, it indicates exactly how many circles contain that digit. Digits separated by a white dot are consecutive digits. Okay, so that's normal. So white dots, so if this square was a 5, this square would have to be either 6 or 4. That is how white dots work, I think. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I honestly don't know. Normally in circles puzzles, I start by counting the circles. That's probably what I'm going to do in this one. Sorry, I should have done this before we actually got cracking. I just want to reread the rules. For a digit in a circle. Yeah, okay. So yeah, this is weird. This is weird. So there is a requirement that each digit appears 8 times in the grid. So we do have the normal number of appearances of each digit. It's just that we don't know. Yeah, oh, I see. Right, okay, so if... Right. So if let's think about the digit 4, because I can see that can work 2 ways round. If the digit 4 is a Sudoku digit, then it behaves like normal Sudoku. We don't have to go through that. We know the rules of Sudoku. If the digit 4 is an omino digit, then you wouldn't have to put a 4 into every row, column and box. And if you put a 4 in the grid, that 4 would have to be part of a region of size 4. And that would take care of 4 of the 8 4s in the puzzle. And there would have to be another region of size 4 somewhere in the puzzle that would take the other 4 4s. And that couldn't be there, for example, or there, or anything like that, because that would touch the other 4 omino. But overlaying this, we've also got circles. Which are cute. Alright, let's count the circles. 1, 2, 3, 7, 12, 16. That looks like 20, 22, 24, 27. I'm going to redo that, if that's alright, just because I don't trust myself. 6, 10, 12, counting this column. 17, 27. Okay, so it's probably 27 circles. Now, this puzzle doesn't have the normal secret, does it? Because we've only got 8 digits. So the triangular number for 8 is 36. What do I mean by triangular number? I mean, what is 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1? That is 36. So there could have been a maximum of 36 circles in this puzzle, because if there were 36 circles, you could have put an 8 in a circle, and then there would have been 8 8s in circles. You could have put a 7 in a circle, there would have been 7 7s in circles, a 6 in a circle, etc., etc. Now in this puzzle there are only 27 circles, which means that digits summing to 9 have to be left out of circles. So there's a maximum of 3 digits not in circles, because 1, 2, 3 and 4 add up to 10, so we couldn't miss 4 digits out of circles. But you could only miss 2 digits out of circles. Right. This is a strange puzzle. This is a strange puzzle. Right. Now the other thing that occurred to me, when I was thinking about putting 4 into an omino, I was thinking I couldn't put 5. I don't think 5 could be, well, or 7 actually. Yeah, okay. So, right, goodness me. When we're building ominos, let's imagine we built a 5-sized omino in the puzzle. How many digits would that 5-size omino contain? Well, it would contain 5 5s, wouldn't it? But then, we know that there are 8 5s in the puzzle. So 5 5s would have been hypothecated to the omino. And when we put the 6th 5 in the grid, that needs to be an omino digit. So that needs to be a part of a region that's also of size 5. But there would only be 3 5s left. So that can't work. So what we need to do, or what we don't necessarily need to do, but what we could note is there are certain digits that could not possibly be omino digits. And those are digits like 5 and 7, because that would leave 1 digit left over, which would be very lonely. It wouldn't be part of a size 7 region. 3 is impossible as well, isn't it? Because if you had 3 in an omino, you could have another 3 omino somewhere else, but then you've got 2 lonely 3s which couldn't form a 3 omino, and that's not how the puzzle works. So 3, 5 and 7 are all definitely Sudoku digits. Now 1. Does 1 have to be a Sudoku digit? If 1 is an omino digit, oh, this is confusing. If 1 is an omino, no, one can be an omino digit, can't it? Yeah, but we just have some 1s scattered around the grid. They are of size 1 automatically. So the only thing with a 1, if that was a 1 and it was an omino digit, none of those squares could be a 1. But you could have ludicrous patterns, couldn't you? Because you could have this in the column. That would be absolutely fine. Although you could, if you put 1 in a circle, you could only have 1 in a circle. So that would be quite restricting on the availability of 1s. 2 would be a very nice omino digit, because there would be 8 2s in the puzzle, and you could have 4 regions of size 2 each. 3 doesn't work, 4 works, 5 doesn't work, 6 doesn't work, 6 doesn't work. If you had a region of size 6, you've got 2 cells left over, 2 6s left over that couldn't be in a region of size 6, so 6 doesn't work. 7. So hang on, we've now got Sudoku. I'm going to make a note of this. Sudoku digits are definitely 3, 5, 6, 7. Now 8. 8 could be either, I think. Because oh no, okay, it doesn't work. I was just thinking, could that be? And ignore the white dot for a moment. Is that otherwise correct? No, it's not. Well, that's really interesting. That is really interesting. It is correct in the sense that if this white dot wasn't here, this could be 8 8s in circles, 8 as an omino, so all 8s in the puzzle have now appeared in this. The only I can see two reasons this is wrong. One is the dot. The other is the fact that this box does have to contain Sudoku digits, because the Sudoku digits are going to behave normally. So 4 of the digits in this box have to actually, A, they have to appear, and B, they can't repeat. Yeah, okay, but 8 could absolutely be, well, 8 could still be something like that. No, that might not work. That maybe. Or maybe it could be like that or something. I don't know. But I don't think, because 8 divides into itself exactly. There are 8 8s in the puzzle, so 8, you could build a region of size 8. And that would take care of all the 8s with no remainder. 8 could be an omino digit. Right, so, here is a new deduction that I've just made then. 3, 5, 6 and 7 are Sudoku digits, and that means that they appear in this box somewhere. Don't know where, but each of them must appear, because we can play Sudoku with Sudoku digits. There's a knowledge bomb for you. So, 3, 5, 6 and 7 add up to 21. And, right, so now I know 8 is an omino digit. That must be right. I think, although I'm starting to question everything, but I think that's right. The reason I'm saying that is I know, because I have to put a 7, I have to put a 6, I have to put a 5, and I have to put a 3 in this box because of Sudoku, that 21 of my circles are now consumed by 7s, 6s, 5s and 3s, because the 7 I put in this box will be circled, so I need 7 circled 7s overall. So, if 8 was a Sudoku digit, and one of these digits was an 8, I would then have to have 8 circled 8s in the puzzle as well, and that would imply I need at least 29 circles, and I don't have 29, I only have 27. So 8 is definitely an omino digit. But doesn't that mean that... I think that means 1 is an omino digit as well. Oh, hang on. Now I'm getting really confused. No, it doesn't mean that. Oh, no, it doesn't mean that. Does it mean that? I'm not sure. I do know 8 can't appear in this box. That's true, because there wouldn't be enough circles. I know that the circle digits overall sum up to 27, and I've got 21, so I need 6 more. And I've got the digits, yeah, I've got the digits 1, 2 and 4 left. So 2 and 4 must be circle digits. Yeah. Okay, but this is so confusing. What we can say, therefore, is that 1 is never a circle digit. That's the first thing. And and so it is right. So, and as 1 is never a circle digit, 1 cannot appear at all in box 4, and therefore it is true to say that 1 is an omino digit. But here is where it gets really complicated, because 2 and 4 now are 2 and 4 are circle digits. That is now true. We have established that. But do I know whether they're Sudoku digits or not? Yeah, I'm not sure I do. I know 3, 5, 6 and 7 are Sudoku digits because I can't, the ominos they would create would not divide exactly into 8. But 2 and 4 do divide exactly into 8. So they could be omino digits. And 2 and 4 are circle digits. So they could be Sudoku digits and appear once each in this box. But if they were omino digits, like why couldn't I have 2s there? I don't think that's broken, is it? I'm not sure. I don't think that's broken, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure I can logically say at this point that 2 and 4 are Sudoku digits. I think they could be. Because they are definitely circle digits, therefore they could definitely appear in this box. Oh, goodness. Okay, but 1 and 8 definitely aren't circle digits. Now, that means there is one contiguous region of 8 omino in this puzzle that doesn't appear in a circle. So that, at first blush, I'm not sure about this, but it looks to me like that has to appear in the first 4 columns. Because, I mean, I haven't got 8's worth of space in these. Oh, that one maybe. That could come out there. Maybe flutter around over here. This may be okay. Because I can't, whatever region I build for the 8 omino, it can't live, it can't overlap with the circle. So it can't go there, it can't go there, it can't go there, it can't go there, there. It might be able to go there. Maybe it could go there. But if it's not there, it's definitely entirely in the first 4 columns. Now, okay, maybe it could go into this part of the world as well. This is weird. This is so weird. There's like 2 or 3 constraints operating independently on the digits, and it's really hard, at least for me, to keep track of what this means. I'm just going to reread the rules again. Sudoku digit appears once. A Sudoku digit is a totally normal Sudoku. An omino digit is totally normal. No, it's not totally normal fillomino. It's almost totally normal fillomino. Except for the diagonal thing. And then we've got the circle thing overlaying everything else. But I now know what the circle digits are as a set. They are 3, 5, 6, 7, 2 and 4. That's definitely true. So, and I know that, right, so I can do some digits, can't I? Because I know that there are 7 circled 7s in this puzzle, and the 7s are Sudokus. They're Sudoku digits. Now, that column has no 7s. Well, no, it does have a 7 in it somewhere, but it doesn't have a circled 7 in it anywhere. So, every other column's 7, wherever it lives, must be a circled 7. So I think that's a 7. I think that's a 7. One of those 3 is definitely a 7. Ah, do I know? Oh, am I allowed to say one of those is a 7? I mean, I do know there is a 7 in this box. Okay, yes, I think I do know one of these is a 7, although this is getting even more complicated. So, I know that there is an uncircled 7 in column 1. Now, let's say that was here. That would then be the only row in which there was an uncircled 7. So every other row would have to have a circled 7 in it. Now that square cannot be an uncircled 7 because of this 7. So this is not the row in which the uncircled 7 appears. And therefore there must be a circled 7 in this row, so one of these is a 7. By the same logic, one of these squares is a 7. Now, can we do the same with 6 is my next question. Is that a 6? It probably is. There are 6 circled 6s and we're playing Sudoku with 6s. So there is no 6 circled 6 there, there's no circled 6 here. So every other column has a circled 6 in it. Yeah, that's a 6. So one of these is a... this is going to get very difficult in terms of shading, but one of those is a circled 7, one of those is a circled 6. Probably one of them is a circled 5 as well. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Because, yes, that's got to be right, hasn't it? Because 5 is a Sudoku digit. There's no circle 5 in the first 3 columns of the grid. So every other column's 5 must be circled. So these squares are 5, 6, and 7. Now, maybe this column. So this column, 3 of these 4 digits are definitely 5, 6, and 7. Now here is the next thing I'm thinking. If 4 is a Sudoku digit, then I think this is a 4, 5, 6, 7 quadruple. But again, it's the same logic again. I'm just repeating it. I'm just iterating the logic. Because that if 4 is a Sudoku digit, there are 4 circled 4s in the puzzle, but there are no circled 4s in the first 4 columns. So every 4 in a column thereafter must be circled. So there would have to be a circled 4 in this column, as well as a circled 5, 6, and 7. So if 4 is a Sudoku digit, it is in one of those squares. And then, if that was true, 3 is a Sudoku, so then there would be a 3. So this column would then be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I know that's a 6, 7 pair by the same logic that made that a 7 or not? Who knows? Is it right? Yes, I do. Right. Okay. So I've got to change the logic again here because now I'm going to look at boxes. There is no circled 6 in that box. And in one of these 2 boxes, because only one of these circles in column 4 is a 6, let's say it was this one, then there would be no circled 6 in this box. And if there was a 6 in one of these circles, there would be no circled 6 in this box. So that's 2 of the boxes, 2 of box 1, 3, 5, and 7. 2 of those boxes definitely don't have a circled 6 in. So every other box must have a circled 6 in. And that box must have a circled 6. We're playing Sudoku with 6s. So that is now a 6, 7 pair. That square is a 5 or an 8. Is that right? That is right, because I can't repeat 6 and 7 in this box. So that's 5 or 8. But 5... Yeah, 5 is circled in this column. Because every column apart from these 3 columns needs a circle 5. So that's right, isn't it? I can't have 2 5s in this column because 5 is Sudoku'd. So this is an 8, this is a 7, this is a 6. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, right. Now this is exciting because this is what we were thinking about before. 8 is part of one omino, one octomino of size 8. And 8 never goes in a circle. So that's an 8. Right, that's an 8, I'm going to claim now. This might be wrong, but I'm going to get... Because this 8, it could go there, it could go here, it could go there, but I don't think it can go there. Because if it was there, that would be a 7. And I'm not allowed to repeat 7s in boxes because I am playing Sudoku with 7s, not fillomino. So this 8... it can be a maximum of size 5 if it took all those squares, so it must take this square. So now do I not know this is a circled 7? Does that have to be a circled 7? I don't know. No, maybe that's not true. Okay. I can do the logic I did with 6s to prove there was a 6 in this box. This 2x4 box. I think I can do that with 7s. Because, well, it's not possible for there to be a 7, circled 7 in this box and this box in this puzzle simultaneously. Because there's only one 7 in that triumvirate. And that means that the box that's missing a circled 7 is either box 3 or box 7. And that means all the other boxes have a circled 7 in them. And that, yeah, that's useful. So now there is a circled 7 in this box, and by Sudoku, which I'm allowed to play with 7s, there's a 7 in one of those, which means that's not a 7. So 7 in box 7, which I am allowed to do Sudoku with, is in one of those. So if that was a 7, this would be 8 or 6. Now, it might be able to be 6, but could it really be 8? Oh, maybe it could actually. No, it can't be 8. There's no way this 8 region, which is, don't forget, is going to be made up of all the 8s in this puzzle. There's no way it gets down here. Because it would have to come through this dot to do it. And if it came through the dot, that would be a 7, and that would break the Sudoku that we are allowed to play with 7s. This is mad. It's absolutely mad. Right, so if that's a 7, that is a 6, and that's broken the world. That's wrong. That's definitely wrong. Because if that's 7 and that's 6, these squares are both 5, because I'm allowed to do Sudoku with that digit. So that's not 7. That's 7. That's not 7. So this is the box that doesn't have 7 in it. I mean, doesn't have a circled 7 in it. There's a 7 in one of those. If that's a 7, then this square is not... Oh no, that could be 8. Oh, that's Bobbinsworthy, isn't it? That could be 8, because the 8 region that we know is a single 8 region in the puzzle that contains no circles, that can definitely get from there to there within 8 cells. So I can't say that this white dot is useful. Right. Good grief. Right, okay. I must be close to being able to work out whether 4 can be a Sudoku digit now. I'm just thinking, I mean, 4 can clearly not be. Oh no, now I'm confusing myself. Now I'm confusing circles and Sudoku. Oh, goodness me. Hang about. How am I ever going to fill this box up? I've got 4 digits in this box that contain 3, 5, 6 and 7. So I've got 4 other cells to fill. And I'm only allowed to put into those. Cells. I can't use 3, 5, 6 and 7. That will break Sudoku. I can't use 8 because 8 or 1 because I'm not allowed to have circled 1s or circled 8s in the puzzle. So the other digits in this box are they're from this set, and they must repeat therefore. So there are 4 digits in here that are from 2 and 4, and they are repeating in some manner, which means either 4 or 2 or both are definitely omino digits. I want to say, and I think I can now say 4 is an omino digit actually, because, yeah, so let's try this logic on for size. If 4 was not an omino digit, then the balance of cells in this, after I put the Sudoku digits in, the 3, 5, 6 and 7, there would be 4 cells to fill. And if 4 was not an omino digit, then 4 would be a Sudoku digit, and I could put 1 4 into that set, and that would leave 3 circled digits to fill. But they would have to be filled, all of them, with 2s, and that would put 3 circled 2s in the puzzle, which is a paradox. If 2 is circled, it's only circled twice, not 3 times. So 4 must be circled in the puzzle. Well, no, that's true. That is true. But it's the corollary of the fact that 4 must appear in this box somewhere. So 4 is circled within this box somewhere. And therefore, well, yeah, because 4 is necessary. Hang on. Yeah, 4, well, it's the corollary fact 4 can't be a Sudoku digit because the 2s won't work. So 4 has to appear in this box as an omino and repeat at least once. So there could be 2 4s in this box, and then 2 other cells, and then a 2 domino. Or there could be 4 4s in this box, along with the 3, 5, 6, and 7. But if that was true, no, and 2 could still be either, I think, because couldn't you have like 2 as a Sudoku digit in here, and then maybe that as a run of 4s as an omino? And that would be 3 circled 4s. So there would have to be a 4th circle 4, say there, in another omino of size 4. But 2 would have appeared as a circled digit here, as a Sudoku digit. And there would just have to be 1 other circled Sudoku 2 somewhere in the puzzle, which looks very plausible. Okay, so where are we now? We know that 4 is definitely an omino digit, so that moves down there with the 1 and the 8. 2 we don't know. What on earth am I meant to do now? I know maybe 3. Maybe 3 is where we look now. We know that 3 is a Sudoku digit. I actually think the Sudoku digits are much more powerful in this puzzle, because at least you can make positive conclusions from them. So 3 is a Sudoku digit, and 3 is a circle digit. And there's only one circled 3 in here. And there are no circled 3s in any of these boxes. Problem is, I've got 4 boxes over here and I only have to circle 3 3s. What about, okay, let's go back to 5s then. Can we do better with 5s? So 5s... Okay, yeah, so the first, these boxes all over on this side of the grid, there's only one circled 5 in all of those boxes. So the other 4 boxes all have to have a circled 5 in them. Do they have to have circled? Yeah, and circled, and circled 6. So these squares, that's right, yeah, there's only 2 circled 6s in all of these squares. So I need 4 circled 6s from these squares. So every box has to have a circled 6 in. So these squares are 5, 6, 7. 7, oh no it doesn't, 7 doesn't go there, 6 doesn't go there. This is a 5, 6, 7, that's a real triple. The 3 is now not circled here. So 3, right, so 3 is circled in the other boxes. So there is a 3 in one of those. I know this is a ludicrous pencil mark, but that's a valid conclusion, so I may as well record it. Does 5 have to be in one of those squares? Surely yes. That's exactly what we've just worked out. So that's a 3-5 pair now. And that makes me want to say that they are a 1-2-4 triple. But that's total and utter bobbins nonsense. Because that ignores the fact that we can have ominos. No, sorry. I'm not... I mean, this is an even number that's not 6. So that is 2 or 4. And if it was... Oh. Well, that's interesting. How could that be a 4? No, that can't be a 4. If that's a 4, I've worked out from up here that 4 is an omino digit. So if I make that 4, I have to put 4 4s next. It has to be in a region of size 4, but it has only got 3 cells of space, so I think that's a 2. That doesn't mean, though, that that's an omino or a Sudoku digit. It just means it's a 2. If it's an omino, that's a 2. If it's Sudoku, then I don't really know what it's doing. I don't think it's doing very much at all. See, there's a part of me that wants to say that has to be a 1. Because I know... No, that's total nonsense, isn't it? Is that total nonsense? That's total nonsense, I think. Yeah, no, that could be a 3. I think that could be a 3. Can I even pencil mark these squares? I know that they're not Sudoku digits, which are those, and they're not 8 because 8 can't get into this square. So they are either 1, 2, or 4. I'll pencil mark it, but what does that actually mean? If that one was 4, 4 is an omino, so 4 would spill out into box 4. Oh, how could that be a 2? It can't be a 2 in either version, because if this is a 2, it's broken Sudoku and forces 2 to be an omino digit, but that region of size 2 would touch that region of size 2 diagonally. So that is a 1 or a 4. But 1 we know is definitely an omino, because 1 can't appear. The reason 1 couldn't appear in that box was because of count, wasn't it? It's because we needed to have cells totaling 9 that didn't appear in circles at all. This is really confusing. Now, can that be a 4? No. If that's a 4, again, that needs to be part of an omino, and there's only 2 cells of space now. So this is 1 or 2. If it's 2, it would tell us the nature of 2. If it's 1 we know is an omino. So it wouldn't do anything to that, I don't think. These can't be 7. That can't be 7. Wow. Okay. This has been an absolute festival of logic so far. It's crazy how much is going on in this, and it's crazy that you could set this Dorlir. I mean, it's hard enough to understand, when presented with it, but to have the ideas that make it up in the first place is just lunacy. I mean, I don't really know what to do now. What do I need to do now? Is it something to do with... I have not got a clue. Is it something... It's not something to do with... There's got to be an even digit on this dot. That's not a bad question. Oh, no. No, that's horrible. That is horrible. I was going to say there has to be an even digit on this dot, and I was about to proudly claim that had to be a 4, because I realised it couldn't be an 8, because the 8 is a contiguous region living over in this part of the grid. And I thought, from Sudoku, oh, well, it can't be 2 or 6, but that's total and utter nonsense. Because if 2 was an omino, there could be as many 2s as you can shake a stick at in this column. So this could have 2 on it. Okay, alright, here's a tiny deduction though. It can't have 6 on it, because 6 is a Sudoku digit. So there's no 6 and there is no 8 on this dot. So it's either its even digit is 2 or 4, and that will be consecutive with an odd digit, which is 1, 3, or 5. So 7 can't go there. So 7 in box 2 is in one of 2 places. Oh, bother. No, that doesn't do it, does it? Can I do the same sorts of tricks then with other dots? What about that dot? Well, that dot is the same as this one in the sense it has got 2 or 4 on it. It can't have 6 by Sudoku, and it can't have 8, because if I did put 8 on there, I'd need a 7 with it, and there'd be 2 7s in this box, and 7 is Sudokuable. So this has got, so these squares are from 2, 4, 1, 3, and 5. That's an absolutely ludicrous pencil. That's too ludicrous for words. The same's probably, no, the same probably isn't true here, because I haven't got a clue what the Sudoku is in this row. Right, is that right, what I'm about to say? It might not be. Just give me a second or two. Cool. Right, that digit. Where does that digit go in this box? And the answer... well, the answer is in one of those squares, I think. Unless this is a 6. If this is a 6, it's on the dot, and I don't think it can be on the dot, because I think that's going to break that square. Is that right? So imagine this is 6. Well, then there's a 6 in this row. There's a 5, 6, 7 triple. So well, in fact, if that's 6, that's exactly 6 in this row. 6 there. So 6 goes on the dot. Can't go with 7. Must go with 5, and that. I'm allowed to play Sudoku with 6 and 5, so I don't think that works. So I think that's a 5. That's a 6. Oh, botheration. Now, that's a 6, I suppose, by Sudoku. And... hang on. That's a 3, because that's next to a dot. There's no 3 there. That's a 5. That's a 5. That's a 7. There's no 7 there. I've got 7 in just 2 places in row. Ooh, is that right? Yeah, that is right, isn't it? Did we think about that? I think we did think about whether that could be a 7 and noted it would break this dot. Yeah, no, yeah, we did. Right, that's great. So that means I get a 7 here. I've got... oh no, I've got 2 more... well, I've got 2 more 7s to place, and I think that they're in those squares. Okay, but I can do Sudoku. I'm allowed to play Sudoku with my 5s and 6s. I mean, 5 is down there somewhere. If it's on the dot, it has to go with 4. Five is not in those squares. 5 is not in those squares. 6 is not in those squares, look. The problem is, oh, that's not, oh, hang on, those 2 are not 5 by this 5. So 5 is now just in 2 places in this box. Wow. I wish I knew whether 2 was a Sudoku digit or not. Because if 2's a Sudoku digit, I can write it there. Oh no, hang on, I can't write it there. No, if 2's a Sudoku digit, I'd write... a 1 here. Well, that still would be better than I'm in at the moment. I know 2 is a circle digit, don't I? That's quite interesting, actually. I hadn't thought about that. I've not got that many circles left. 2 is circled because to get to my 27 total, I wanted to have 2 as a circle digit. So 2 of these remaining... Yeah, that's interesting. So imagine that 2 of these digits, 2 of these circles are 2s. No, it's not that interesting. So if we're playing Sudoku with 2s, I don't know. I'm not sure there is anything there, actually. Okay, so what do we look at next? I've not got a clue. Maybe there's a reason this can't be a 4. If that's a 4, it's going to spill up here and start picking up digits from this, which we know has got 1 of 3, 5, 6 and 7 in it, and possibly a 2. But if there was a single 2 in this box and then this 4 took 3 circled 4s, that would work. It feels possible, at least, doesn't it? Okay, so that's not how to do this. 3 in this box, 3 has to make an appearance, so it's in one of those squares. 3 is in one of those squares, nearly on the dot. Do we care about that, though? Probably not. Oh, 5 is also in one of these squares. That's quite interesting. You can't put 3 and 5 on the dot together. Yeah, okay, that's valid, isn't it? You can't. 3 and 5 are both odd. They can't be consecutive numbers, so that's a 3 or a 5. So that pushes my 8 up there, look. 1, 2, so how many 8s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I can't. There's so much latitude regarding how this shape looks. That's very annoying. That's very annoying indeed. I don't know what should I do now then. I don't know. I don't really even know where to look here. I shouldn't be surprised by that. I mean, I think this is a terribly difficult puzzle, especially to solve live on camera. It feels really complicated. Do I have to just step back and take stock now and try and understand? If 2 was a Sudoku digit, then 2 would be on this dot. This would be a 2-3 pair. This would be a 5. That looks fine. If 2 was a Sudoku digit, this would be a 1. which is also probably fine. I don't know what to do. That square probably can't be a 6. Because that would have to be 5 or 7. And that Sudoku would tell us that that's not legal. So that's definitely not 6. Sorry, my window's banging now. Haven't heard hide nor hair of Maverick today. Maverick, where have you gone? One of these is a 7. Oh, is that a legitimate point? Yeah, that might be legitimate. Okay, I'll try this. This dot here. Did I already know this, actually? No, I don't think my pencil marking is suggesting I did know this. This dot has to have an odd digit on it. And a lot of the odd digits are Sudoku digits. So, for example, 5 is here and 7 is here in this column. So this has not got an odd digit, which is 5 or 7. It's also not got an odd digit, which is 1, because 1 is an uncircled digit. So that means that there is a 3 in this domino, and 3 is a Sudoku digit. So I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to do that. So as 3 is on here, the other digit is 2 or 4. Now if we're playing Sudoku, I would be allowed to knock a 2 out of here and there would be a 4 up here. But if we're playing ominos with 2s, this 2 could go there, and that could then, we could have as many 2s as we want in a column. So do we actually learn anything of any use from that deduction? Probably not. I think, hang on. In this box, don't I need to put 6s and 5s in circles? That could be a big deduction. Do I need to do that? I must need to do that. Yeah, I've had that thought here already. So it must apply here. So where is the 5 in the circle? It's there. That's an actual deduction. That's not a 5 anymore. Where is the circled 5 in here? There. Now, how many circle 5? I've got 5 circle 5s now. Okay, but I've got to have a circled 6 in here, and that's got to be in one of those squares. So that's not a circled 6. That seems to be suggesting that that is a circled 6. Oh, nearly. 6 is Sudoku, so I can put a 6 into one of these. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Now this can't be a 4, because 4 is an omino digit, and it wouldn't be able to grow, so that's a 1. Now I can't play Sudoku with that. all we know is that that's an... Oh, do I have to colour my omino digits? Because the omino digits can't touch other omino digits, can they? No, they can't touch other omino digits of the same size as themselves. Yeah, but we don't need that, because we know that's never a 1 anyway, because that's a circled digit. So either this is a 1. Oh, this is so weird, I don't know. 4. 4 is definitely an omino digit. It's not going to be some mad question like I mean, 4... There are only 4 circled 4s. So of the... How many digits have we got left here? 10. So 4 of these are 4s. 2 of them are 2s. And the others have to be the Sudoku digits I've not put in yet, which are 3, 7 in this box and 3, 6 in this box. That's okay, isn't it? Okay. Now. Yeah. So what is the odd digit? This is interesting. What is the odd digit I put in on that white dot? It's not 7 by Sudoku. It's not 5. It can't be 1 because I'm not allowed to put 1 on a circle. So this has got an odd digit, which is 3 again. So this is 2, 3, or 4. And now I'm allowed to do Sudoku with that, the 3, in this box, which means these 2 squares are a 3, 6 pair. Which means that is not a 7, which means that is a 7, and 7 can't... Oh no, that's fine, that's fine. I thought I'd broken it. Because I was like, this can't be 6 or 8, but it can be 8, because 8 is ominoed. It can't be 6, because 6 is Sudoku, there'd be 2 6s in the box. So that's 8, which must connect, so that's 8. So we've got some sort of 8 thing going on here. Let's colour that in. So that could be 8. But at least one of those is an 8 now. At least one of those. Because we've only got 6 8s at the moment. Now that 7 also gives me that digit as a 7. So now we've got... Well, we must be out. We've got the Sudoku digits in this box. There, that is Maverick. It's bizarre. Oh, Maverick. Wherefore art thou? Wherefore art thou? Okay, so 3, 5, 6, and 7 have appeared. There might have to be a 2, which could be on the dot. But... What are the other digits in these squares? There's got to be an absolute multitude of 4s, don't there? I want to say. We aren't allowed, we're just not allowed to put 1s and 8s in circles. So these 3 digits here, they are not allowed to be 1s, 8s, 5, 6, 7s or 3s. So they are 2s or 4s. But what we don't know what we don't know is whether or not we don't know the nature of 2. This is where if I ever finish this puzzle and I look at the comments, someone will say, at minute 1, you could have deduced that 2 was a Sudoku digit. And I'll feel like an absolute plum. I hate this pencil marking, because I'm looking at this saying, well, this is broken. There's a 2 in the column already. One of these is a 3. Oh, I don't know. Feels like there's a lot of different ways this could work to me. Can we... Oh no, what I was about to say is wrong. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. Is there a way of convincing myself one way or the other? So what have we got? We've definitely got 3, 5, 6 and 7 as Sudoku. If I was betting, do I think that the 2 is going to be... Do I think it's going to be Sudoku or not Sudoku? I don't know. I've got to put... But whatever, I do have to circle 2 2s. So this looks like quite a good opportunity. If that's 2 and that's 3, and then I have to circle another 2 in this box, then it'll be one of those, or one of actually, or one of these. I'm going to get rid of those. I think I know roughly where I'm at with that stuff. Can we do... No, I don't think so. I was going to say, can I do any Sudoku up there, but I'm not sure I can. 5. Can I do 5? A little bit. 5 is in a domino up there. Is there a reason we can't put 5 and 4 on this? Don't think so. Is there any problem with... Oh, it's a tiny point. I've got to put a 3 in this column somewhere. It's a Sudoku digit, isn't it? So it's got to go up there. That seems to be fair. So it can't go here. Yeah, so this digit here, if it can't be a 2, can it? Because whether 2 is a Sudoku digit or an omino digit, if it's an omino digit, that can't grow. And if it's a Sudoku digit, it shouldn't be in the same row as a 2. So this is not a 2. So maybe it's got to be an 8 and join up with its friend. Can't be 8, 7, 6, 5. 4 it can't be, we know that's an omino. 3 it can't be. 2 it can't be. Can it be? Oh, it could be 1. Oh, bother. No, it could be 1. And that's, yeah. That's fine, isn't it? We know 1 is an omino digit, so that would make perfect sense in a way. Right. So we've got to come up with something else. I don't know what that something is yet, but we have to come up with it. If... Oh, I don't know. I'm baffled. I'm being baffled by this naughty puzzle. Is there going to be... I don't know. I don't really know where to look, to be honest. I've definitely got... I've got lots of my Sudoku digits here. But... So, okay, let's think about this box maybe. I've got 4 Sudoku digits, with the 4th one being the 3 in one of those squares, which I don't know which one it is. And then in terms of my other Sudokuable digits, I've possibly got a 2 that I can put down here. If I do put a 2 down there as a Sudoku digit, then I have 3 other cells Hang on, hang on, hang on. That's a problem. Good grief. I mean, this is really hard. This is really complicated. Okay, I'm claiming that, and this might be wrong, I'm not confident about this, but what I'm saying is that the blank spaces in this box, these 5 spaces, they include 1, 3 for sure. If let's say that 2 is a Sudoku digit. If 2 is a Sudoku digit, one of those yellow squares is a 2 as well. And that's all the Sudoku digits I'm allowed, because I know that 1, 4 and 8 are omino digits. Now, what would the remaining 3 digits have to be in this box then? Now they can't be 4 because they can't touch another. We can't make them up into a group of 4. So they're not 4, they're definitely not 8. So they'd have to be 1s, and there'd have to be 3 of them, which would not be able to touch one another. That's impossible. That's absolutely impossible. So that means, yeah, there's no way. There's no way you can put 3 non-touching 1s in here. So that means that's huge. That's huge, because that's telling us then that 2, I don't quite know how this is going to work yet, how we're going to be able to fill the yellow squares, but it's told us that 2 is not a Sudoku digit. So if 2 is not a Sudoku digit, that square is a 2, because 2 is an omino now. Now what does that mean though? So that means that these squares now, well, now 2 could be 1. 2 could be 2 of them. Right, but if 2 were, well, probably 2 has to be 2 of them. Oh, that's gorgeous. Yes, that's going to work. Because now, okay, we know one of these is a 3, so we have 4 more cells to fill, but we're only allowed to use omino digits now, because we only have 4 Sudoku digits in this puzzle, 3, 5, 6, and 7. So 1, 2, 4, and 8 are the machinery by which we've got to fill the remaining 4 cells. Now 4s and 8s are out, so actually we've got to fill the remaining 4 cells with a 2 domino, and it is a domino, and 2 1s. Now there is a 2 touching these 2 squares, so those are not 2s. That's not big enough to be a 2, so I think those are 2s. Actually, I think that's actually a 2 region. This must be a 1, because it can't be the 3. So these 2 squares are 1 and 3. And somehow we don't know the order. I don't like the fact that these are all the same colour now either. Let's make 2s their own colour now we know their own. Yeah, we'll make reds. We'll use 1s for. We'll give omino colours their own colour if we can get them. So 2s go there, 1s go here. Okay, that ought to be helpful though, shouldn't it, as a deduction? Because now, well, now I don't have to look for. Well, now. Oh no, what I was about to say is not true. Bother. Well, okay. Let's look at those squares now, because I don't think that can be a 3 or a 5. Because if that's a 3 or a 5, what is the nature of this square? It's a 2 or a 4, which we now know is an omino and would have to grow, and it could grow in no direction. So that can't be 3 or 5. This is 3 or 5. That's the Sudoku done. And this square is 2 or 4, and is an omino digit, which must grow down to there, because even if this is a 2, it must go there. But it doesn't, just because we've got 2s in the row doesn't mean this couldn't be a 2. This is extraordinary. It's an absolutely extraordinary puzzle. Therefore, how long have I had? An hour and 20 minutes. I mean, I'm not that ashamed of that, to be honest. I think this is really hard. It's very hard to keep the logic straight, in my head at least. Okay, so now if there is a 2 in this top part of the grid, there are 2 2s. So we're positively in ballerina world up here, with 2 2s appearing. And what does that mean? I don't know. I don't know. Oh dear. No, what I was about to say is nonsense. If that's a 3, let's just have a think about that for a second. If that's a 3, it might work actually. Bother. If that's a 3, I don't think. Well, this can't be a 2 in that world, because that would put a domino there of 2-age, and then this square would have to be a 4 to not touch the 2. And that 4 couldn't get out. So if that's a 3, this is a 4. And then all of those would have to be a 4. And then this couldn't be a 4. And it couldn't be a 2, so that would have to be a 3. And this could be anything it wanted to be. No, it couldn't be anything it wanted to be, because if this is a 3 and this is a 4, all 4 4s that are circled have been used up. So that's a 3 and that would be a 2. And there would have to be another circled 2 in the puzzle, which would have to be over here. Good grief. It's not going to be something like that, is it? Where I have to keep track of how many... Oh, it probably is, you know. I'm probably going to have to keep track of, you know, making sure I've got enough of each digit type. So at the moment I've got 2 2s. 2 dominoes, I should say. So I've used 4 2s. I've not had any circled 2s. So if that was a 2, that would be all my circled 2s already. Hang on, let's get rid of that 3, because that was speculative, wasn't it? Oh, I can't quite see this. This is tricky. If that's a 4, that's definitely a 4. That's definitely a 3. 4 4, which means though if that's a 4, all of those are 4s, and then I can't have another circled 4 in the puzzle. So my other 4 region would have to be over here, or maybe down there. Oh, maybe it could attach to that. Not sure. One of those things would have to be true. There's got to be a 3 down here somewhere. Ah, okay, they're right. So I don't think there's a 4 up here. Might be wrong, but here is a conclusion that's potentially of some merit. In this box, there's a 3 and a 5 to place. I was just wondering if I could do the odd digit on there. I'm not sure I can, but let me go back to my other thought, which is there's a 3 and a 5 to place, which means there are 4 cells in here that have to be made up from omino digits. We know that omino digit is not 8. Now, hang on, I hadn't thought about 1, of course. I hadn't thought about 1 down here. Okay, so there are 4 digits down here that have to be omino digits. Now they could include just a 4. That's what I thought they were going to have to include. If they didn't include a 4, how could we possibly make them up? We'd then only have the digits 1 and 2 available. And we obviously couldn't put too many 2. Couldn't put... Well, or could you do that? No, because that's going to break this. You couldn't have 2 2s doing that. I'm trying to keep the 2s from touching each other. So you could do it like that. And that would be a 3, or that would put a 5 there anyway, which wouldn't work. But anyway, I think this domino would then have no fill, because it couldn't be 2s, because it would be touching a 2. So we couldn't fill these 4 cells with, if we weren't allowed to use 4, we couldn't fill them with 2 lots of 2. So we would have to fill them with 2 1s and a 2. But those 1s also couldn't touch one another diagonally, so neither of these could be a 1. And that would mean that the 1s would be in that configuration. Now, how would that work? And I don't know the answer to that yet, but I'm going to think about it. Just give me a moment. Could we put the 1 on the dot? If we put the 1 on the dot, we have to put a 2 on the dot. Which is probably fine. That would be a 5. That would be a 2. That would be a 1. That would have to be a 3. That actually looks like it probably works, doesn't it? No. Okay, that doesn't work. Gosh, this is so complicated, I cannot tell you. That doesn't work. You can't put 1 here for a weird reason, which is that if this is a 1, then this is a 2. Because that puts 3 here, this is a double 2. And I've not put any 2s in circles, so that doesn't work. So the only way this works then is if the 1... Well, that doesn't work again. It's the same point. If this is a 1, that makes this double 2, but I have to fill the remaining 3 cells that are not 3 and 5 in this space with a 2 domino. Yeah, this doesn't work. Right. So that means... this is where it gets even more complicated, though. That means that there is a 4 somehow affecting this area of the grid. Now, it might mean that it takes some of these squares, and there's also a 2 down here. That's possible. Maybe if I could work out... But there is definitely a 4 involved in these squares. Those, let's just highlight them. They definitely have a 4, an uncircled 4 in them. So there is no possibility that these squares now include a 4. And the 4 region that we build up here has to be 4 contiguous things. So what it could no longer be, if it ever could be, it couldn't be sort of, I don't know, those 3, and I mean I can't see a way of drawing it now, but it couldn't have been done in 2 shapes, this area up here now, because 4 of the 4s are down here, so all 4 4s up here have to be circled. Now, is it something to do with these dots then, not being able to go through them? Yeah, I mean, how could this be a 4? It can't be. That's quite powerful. If that's a 4, because I can't go through the dot, because this will be a 3, I'm going to take a 4 up here, which wouldn't be a circle 4. Right. So that's 2 or 3 now. Still not great, but it's something. I might have to come back down here and try and think about 1s again, because I wonder if I can make that same conclusion about 2s. Because if I could, then that couldn't be a 2 and would have to be a 3. So that is potentially worth investigation. But let's keep thinking. Let's keep thinking. So, what are we thinking about? 4. 4 is continuous. See, 4 could be. Oh no, 4 couldn't be that because it would interfere with the ability of one of these to be a 6. So that can't be a 4 now. But could that one be? Possibly. Ah, that's quite an interesting thought then. Yeah, how could this not be a 4? That's a good question. So imagine that's a 2. Where do I draw my sequence of 4 4s now in what remains? The only possibility I could do, because I can't go through a dot, is that. And that's going to make neither of these a 6, so that doesn't work. So that's a 4, definitely. Ah. Huge. That's not a 4. Because if that's a 4, that's got to dribble down here, make all those a 4. That's therefore got to be a 2, and it's got to get out, and I've got 2 even digits on the dot. So that's huge. That's not 4. So this is a 2-3 pair. Oh, well. I don't know. What does that mean? Well, that means my 4 here doesn't run in. So my 4 here goes to there. Definitely. But it could go up there. It could be just these. Oh, I don't believe it. Yeah. That can't be 2 anymore, can it? Because if that's 2, that's the 4 has to get out, and we've got 2 even digits on the dot. So that's not 2. That is 3 or 4. If it's 4, we've got to do that, and that's going to make that 3 and that 2. Yes, I think it's going to be about whether or not. It's going to be about the split down here. We've worked out there is a 4 down there, for sure. But what we've got down there is 2 Sudoku digits, which are 3 and 5, and 6 blank spaces, effectively, which include 4 4s. So the other 2 are either a 2 domino, which would have profound implications for this, or they are double 1. Now, if they are double 1, this is still interesting. If they are double 1, how are they double 1? How are they double 1? It's still a problem. Because the double 1 would have to fill this area, and they can't touch each other, even diagonally. So this is not either, neither of those can be a 1. So the 1s are in these positions. But don't forget there's a 4 down here now, if we're trying to do double 1. So actually this is 4, this is 4, this is 4. That's pushing 1 onto the dot, where it will be next to a 2, and now I've broken the world, because I've got 2 1s down here, 2 2s, and a 4. So this is wrong. This is where I should have approached this. So now what we know is that actually these 8 cells are comprised of a 3, a 5, a 2 2s, and 4 4s. And that is important for that cell. Because the 2 2s that live down here are 2s 5 and 6 in the grid. There's 2 2s here, 2 2s here. Down here we've got 2 more 2s. That's 6 of the 8 2s in the grid. And that means that the 2 2s in the grid that are going up here are both circled. And that means that cannot be a 2. Because the other 2 would be one of those. So that's a 3, that's a 2, which we know is a monomer. It's one of those. So that's a 2. That's my 2 circled 2s. My 4 now, yeah, 4 can't take both of those because it will break the dot. So the 4 comes up this side. That's a 3, that's a 6, and suddenly that's a 3 by Sudoku. Oh, this is exciting. This is so exciting because now I've got a small chance, I think, of solving the puzzle. So those are yellow. 4 we never awarded a colour, but it certainly deserves it. We'll make it blue. These are 2. There's some 2s and 4s down there we're going to have to figure out. That 3 is doing some Sudoku-age. 3 and 1. 1 gets a colour, doesn't it? That's red. And what have we got left to put into these squares? Is it 1s? It probably is 1s, you know. Because 3, 5, 6 and 7 are Sudoku, so these are omino digits, and they can't join anything else. They are 1s. We've now got 5 of the 8 1s in the grid. Now, what on earth do we do now? Well, now there is a 6 in this domino by Sudoku. I don't know what that means. This square is not a Sudoku digit. 3, 5, 6 and 7 have gone. So that is a monomino digit. And it must be a 1 again. Oh, am I going to get too many 1s in the puzzle now? I've got 6 1s now. I'm only allowed 2 more. Oh, but I know there's no 1s down there, don't I? Because they're made up of... There's a 2 and a 4 down there. Ah! Okay, well that's big. That's big. Because I've got 2 more 1s to find, and they don't live down here. Well, I can't put 2 1s into those squares, can I? Yes. No, I can't, because that can't be a 1. Because it would touch this one. So I'd have to put 2 1s in there, and they're going to touch one another however I do that. And I think that means that's a 1. And if that's a 1, what on earth is that doing to this 8 region? Well, it's got to take that square. That's certainly true. And that pushes the 6 over. Which actually does some things. Look, that does something. Oh, I'd rather it had been the other way round, but it did do a little bit. So there is there is a 1 up here along with a 5. This is a 1-5 pair. And therefore that digit is the final digit of the 8. Good grief. Good grief. And what we've got left to do somehow down here is to figure out... Oh, we've got a 3 here though. Oh, nearly. Okay, so there's a 3 in one of those. Now we know that down here there's a 4 and a 2 region. How can this still resist now? Okay. There's no 1s down here, is there? There is no 1 down here. So what is the odd digit? Yeah, here's the way to do it. What's the odd digit on this white dot? Now, it's not 7. That's a Sudoku digit. It's not 3, that's a Sudoku digit. It's not 1, because there are no more 1s to place in the puzzle. So it is 5. So that is not 5. And 5 can't be consecutive with 6, which is a Sudoku digit. So this is 4, 5. Which means that we're allowed to do Sudoku with 5s. So that's 5, that's 3, that's 3. We're allowed to do Sudoku with 3s. Now, that can't be a 1. So that's a monomino digit. Not a monomino, it's an omino digit, which must join to this. So that must be 4. So this is 4, this is 4, that's 4, that's 4, that's 5, and that's double 2, is what I think we have to do. That was incredibly difficult and incredibly brilliant. Let's get rid of those and just, oh, I haven't finished. A 5, I can do that. I get a 5 here and a 1 here. Wow. Let's double check. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 8 1s, which is correct. I've got 8 2s, which is correct. I should be able to double click 3s and just check my Sudoku. 4s I've got 8 of, and I've got 4 circled ones. 5s look okay. 6s look okay. 7s probably going to be okay, aren't they? And then we get our batch of 8s here. That's an amazing puzzle. That is a very hard one, though. I mean, there's so much logic in there. I hope I didn't make any errors. I haven't even seen if it's right. It is right. 46 people have solved it in a month. Well, I take my hat off to Dorlir for setting that. Dorlir is a master of these ideas that have these sort of, or these puzzles that have the sort of meta concepts where you have to think about them at the start to appreciate something that goes to their very core. But this was so tricky. The interposition of the circles on top of the ambiguity of the Sudoku versus the ominos was brutal. It's brutal. I loved it. I loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.